Hello, ladies and gentlemen. I am your host, Panic at the Tesco, bringing you the feature race from the first round of Ultimate Racing League. We will go straight over to the action where I will be starting in last place as a result of winning the sprint race here at Deep Forest Raceway. So we are about to get underway, and here we go. Back down that main straight again, following Frowny, who finished in second, and Enzo Jack, who finished in third. Starting further up the order is That's Life, who had a poor result as a result of running out of fuel. And we're going into this first hairpin, and I'm taking no risks, but I got quite a bad exit there and lost a bit of ground to Frowny. But it's not a problem because the pack will concertina up. You can see down at the bottom left, I'm starting on the hard tyres. These are the less grippy tyres, and I have ran into the back of Frowny there, but that was very much as a result of lag and connection instability, and I think we got away with it. I apologised in the race over the microphone to Frowny, and all is okay. And gaining here on Clegg, who's picked himself up a penalty, and Clegg dips out of the way and makes it easy to get past and carry on the fight with Frowny, which is very sensible driving since he has that penalty there. So I'm coming down the back straight, and I'm already thinking about how I'm going to attack Frowny. I am in his slipstream, and I want to try and get by as early as possible. So first lap, first overtaking opportunity, I dive to the inside, and this should be a open and shut move, and it really is. I've got the inside, and I'm already past Frowny. And now I've got the rest of the pack to catch up to. So I'm looking backwards there, I wasn't actually looking backwards whilst I was driving, this is just in the replay. And we are now going to try and close the gap up to Vodka Rob, and we're going to get to know all of the competitors as we go through the field, because I have got to overtake them all if I'm to get back through. So Vodka Rob went quite wide, but then so did I. I kind of missed an opportunity to get past him there and then. I should have really been alongside him, but the hard tyres weren't very good, so I just fell into line. Didn't really need to defend from Frowny because it's single file through this section of track, and I'm just taking the time there, eating the dust off Vodka Rob's car there. I was tempted to have a go up the inside there, but it didn't really leave enough room, and I couldn't get a good enough run around the inside of him there, and it switches to the outside as we go down here anyway. So again, single file, and they were all sort of fairly slow here, and I had to go to the inside to get past Vodka Rob, but that compromises my exit here, and Frowny gets a run on me this time, positioning his car very well there with the traffic, and I'm giving a tow to Clegg and to Vodka Rob as well, which is not ideal. So there's potential here to lose a lot of places. I'm going to try and outbrake Frowny. I'm looking to the left as I do, and Frowny has got his car up the inside, but I've got a better exit, and I just about managed to keep onto the place. So eyes back forwards, although Frowny is going to potentially have a run on me here because he'll be right behind my bumper. And we notice That's Life pitting on lap 2, which is not the right thing to do in this race because the fuel will not last for 16 laps in this car. So already a bit of a weird strategy from That's Life. I'm getting pinned to the inside here by the poor apex speed of the cars in front. And I'm expecting to have quite a fight with Enzo because he was fast in the previous race. But Peter was a bit further down the grid, and he's currently holding up me and Enzo, and we've got to get past him as soon as we can. So again, it's single file through here, and I'm just trying to keep close enough to the car in front. I've got a bit of a twitch there, you have to see me gather up the accelerator, and that's given Frowny a chance to be on my back bumper. But I'm going to try and get a good exit here and deny Frowny a chance to get through, and that's exactly what I've done. I've managed to pull myself into the slipstream, but Peter gets a penalty here, but he's not going to take that penalty on this lap, and now we've got a very difficult situation where Peter and Enzo are side by side, and there isn't a way to get past either of them. So I managed to pull to the right, and I tried to go around the outside of Peter, but he closes the door on me, and that allows Frowny to get up the inside. And it was a move that I wasn't particularly happy about at the time because Peter's got a penalty and he's also not really in a race with us. So I didn't think it was worth defending, but I do try to get up the inside of Frowny here, and 3 wide going into this corner, and I'm way too late on the brakes and lock up and go spearing on, but I managed to avoid hitting anyone, and Frowny actually ends up behind me, so sort of that's restored order. But I'm still behind Peter, who still has a penalty, and we're back to being single file through this section of track, with Frowny directly behind me. And Frowny would probably be a bit miffed at this stage because that dive there was out of control. Not my finest moment on track, but we do all make mistakes, and thankfully that didn't hurt anyone to make that mistake. So I know this time round that I'm going to get Frowny through here. I'm actually very wide, and this is going to put Frowny in a very good position if he's behind me. I am not actually checking the mirror here, but I'm assuming that Frowny's behind me. He is, he's right on me there, and he's going to have a run at me. But what I'm doing here, so Frowny sort of tries to force me into Peter, but it doesn't work. And I'm looking again, and Frowny was earlier on the brakes than me, and he got a massive spin, and I think Peter hit him. I think what Peter's done there is the same as what he did to me there. He's just sort of get his elbows out, and that's cost Frowny just the smallest touch. I'm not saying anything against Peter. I'm sure he's a very clean, good driver, but I don't think he should have been getting involved at that stage. And as we come down into turn 1 with a bit of breathing space now, Frowny's still behind Peter, and Frowny's going to have to wait for his chance to get past Peter, so we've got a bit of a respite here. Enzo went very wide there, but I kind of follow him, and I kind of do the same thing and have a very scruffy sector. I should have really been on Enzo's back bumper as a result of that, and been really giving him a hard time. So now I've got quite a gap back to Enzo. I'm nowhere near his slipstream down here, but I'm going to just focus on getting a good exit again. Enzo fighting the car there, whereas I managed to gather up from that. And this was all about now just getting into my rhythm, because it's very hard to get a rhythm when you're coming through the pack and you're having to change your lines every corner and be fighting someone on every apex. So you can see I managed to get my braking really good into there and get on the power really nicely, and I think I've gained a couple of tenths there on Enzo. It seems like I'm in the slipstream just about, but we'll see whether we close that gap down the straight. That will prove whether we're in the slipstream or not, and it looks like we are. I think, yes, we are gaining down the straight here on Enzo, so definitely in that slipstream, just at the very fringe of it. And Enzo defends thin air there. I'm not quite sure what he was doing, and it's compromised his exit as well, but unfortunately it is single file through here, so there's nothing I can do with it other than just follow him and be a bit of a pain. But we're just going to follow him through this section, try and hook up the apexes, get on the power quite nicely. It got a snap there, it's not good. These hard tyres are made of some kind of concrete. They really don't grip, and especially in this Aston Martin. But hey, it's the same for everyone. Well, I say it's the same for everyone, but there will be people on up and down the field who are on the medium tyres. Enzo being very wide there, but I got a terrible exit, and Enzo managed to avoid getting a penalty for that as well, so it seems. And yeah, I'm definitely out of the tow this time, but we'll follow him down here. Braking on my marks just before the start of the rumble strip when you're on the hard tyres, because they don't brake as effectively as the softs. And I got a much better exit through the hairpin than Enzo. He was really late on the accelerator that time. And now we are definitely in the slipstream. We note that Dizzy Rip was on the hard tyres, but he's pitting the first out of everyone, and Frowny in the pits as well. And for me, it was just a little bit early to be pitting. You can make it to the end from here on a full load of fuel. It is possible, but it's not really that great. And as I've been talking, there was the move on Enzo, a fairly textbook move into the first turn. Just follow the slipstream, pull to the inside, and there you go. And now what I've got is I've got clear road now. There's no one in front of me for about 4 or 5 seconds. You can see on the map down at the bottom right where Declan is. He's a couple of corners ahead. So I'm just focusing here now on driving the car as fast as I can. And I've used the previous laps really just to get a feel for it. Look at how much neater and tidier that exit was there coming off the bridge. And we'll see what I can do down into the hairpin as well. But you know, so nearly 3/10 up on my personal best here, running in clean air. This is hammer time for me because I know that Frowny is pitted. So I'm thinking, right, I've got to make these laps count. These have got to be my fastest laps. And to be honest, I was quite confident that I could extend by 2 laps. I sort of dummied into the pits there just to try and get Enzo to pit. And that worked. Enzo does pit. I'm just trying to cover against an undercut from 2 people because Enzo could come out of the pits in front of me as well if he has a very good outlap on his medium tyres. The mediums are around a second a lap faster than the hards. So that is weighing on my mind now that Enzo could just come out in front of me, and so could Frowny. It all depends on whether they have any traffic, because they have come out behind That's Life and Clegg and Dizzy. But I'm just head down, and you can see 0.008 of a second there against my personal best. So I am putting my foot down at this stage. And I've kind of learned how to drive this car at this stage as well. Like, I now know how to drive these hard tyres. I have practiced on them, but maybe not as much as the softs. And really starting to string together some mega laps here, some really good consistency before I go into the pit. So you can see Declan's come into view now as well. So Declan is literally just, I think, maybe 2 seconds in front of me at this stage. I'm just going to keep braking on my marks and keep the car smooth. Again, just really as careful as I can on the accelerator there on those hard tyres. And let's see if I pit this lap. I do, which is the wise thing to do. You don't want to really do too many laps on the hard tyres, and we do have enough fuel range. So I'm just going to skip through the pit stop, and there we go, we come out the other side. And we've come out the other side, and Frowny has passed us, but he is stuck behind Declan. I have managed to stay in front of Enzo Jack, but Frowny has managed to undercut us by pitting early, go on those medium tyres. Now what this does mean is that Frowny has to potentially fuel save a little bit, because he's really pushing the range of the fuel tank by pitting as early as he did. But I've got a chance to catch him here because he's stuck behind Declan. Declan is really sort of making his car as wide as possible here, but I think Frowny's going to have him down the back straight now. One thing about Deep Forest Raceway is that it is possible to pass people fairly quickly, unlike some of the other tracks we'll visit this season. So yes, we can see there Frowny is just following him, and he's not actually had a go at him here, and I'm not sure why that was. I think from where he was, he ought to have really had a good run on him, but he's going to definitely have a run on him down the back straight. I call it the Williams straight because it's clearly not straight, but we are going to start this new lap, and we've got past Bazza pitted. You can see that we've got That's Life and Clegg up in front. I've gone past Bazza on the pit exit there. It's good, another car that I don't have to pass on track. So that was an undercut on Bazza there, because Bazza was in front at the point that we were pitting. And Frowny has got past Declan, and now I am obviously under a bit of pressure here to get past Declan nice and quickly, just so that Frowny doesn't get too far in front. So really, Frowny's the one who I'm racing for the win here. Everyone in front needs to pit at least once again. Aussie Rooster and That's Life both needing to pit. That's Life because he pitted on lap 2 for some reason. And I didn't get the best exit there, but neither did Declan, and I am in the tow. I am gaining on Declan down here. Too far back to have a move on him from here, obviously. Like, I'm not going to be able to close up 3 or 4 car lengths just in the braking zone. But my goal is just to get a really good exit and try and put him under some pressure. And I noticed that he had a really poor exit here, and he had such a poor exit that I couldn't actually slipstream him. So what I'm going to do here, I think this is an IQ 200 move. I move out of his slipstream and short shift. So I short shifted into 6th gear and picked the toe back up so that I could use this back straight to get alongside him and go into turn 1. He does brake extremely well, and I sort of run deep, but I managed to keep him behind me. He's actually gone up my inside there, and there was actually some carnage in the background. Enzo Jack, I think, hit Declan, hit Bazza there. Just saw in the background. Can't remember, is Bazza a teammate? And then we saw Frowny having an accident there, but he didn't, and that was just lag. He actually kept it on the track, it's just that it appeared that way due to the lag. But now we are fighting with Frowny again. We've got a second chance here, and again I want to catch him because I see Dizzy Rip up in front, and Dizzy Rip is the net leader of the race at this stage. He's pitted and he's in front of Frowny as a result of him pitting so early in the race. And yeah, I'm just conscious that again Frowny could start fighting with Dizzy Rip and make it very difficult for me to come through. Meanwhile, I'm on my fastest lap here. I have taken 2.5 tenths out of the fastest lap of the race. So I am also thinking, let's keep a neat and tidy finish to the lap. This is the only lap that I've had where I didn't have a crazy amount of traffic. Although I did have that ding-dong into turn 1, which maybe cost me a bit of time. So I could have maybe done a lap that was even faster than this. But I am here going for the fastest lap of the race. Let's see if I get it. And yes, I do, a 27.7, which is actually pretty remarkable given that we're on medium tyres. I think the toe behind Frowny was contributing to that quite a lot. So again, single file through the first sector. Nothing I can really do to get past anyone in the first sector unless they drive off the track. And Frowny is very neat and tidy through here anyway, and actually pulls away from me slightly. I'm, on the other hand, quite slow through there. I'm 3.5 tenths off. But I start to get him back through the second sector here, and this is where I'm just a little bit stronger than him, carrying more speed down the hill there, and I'm particularly strong on the exit of this corner. Look how much narrower I was, but then I got that horrible slide, and I had to catch the car, so it was all for nothing. I think if I hadn't have had that slide there, Frowny would have been under attack from me on this lap, and he would have been watching his mirrors rather than attacking. You can see it's cost me half a second there, that mistake on the exit. But I'm going to try and get it back. I'm very deep there, so this is turning into a real ham-fisted lap. But nonetheless, you know, I can see that Frowny is stuck behind Dizzy, and for whatever reason, he's just not able to get past him. So I'm just looking forward to catching him again on the next lap. And we have now taken our race finishing positions here. There's Aussie coming out of the pits, and I carry my momentum and leave him room on the inside, but he is coming out on hard tyres that are cold. He'll have no grip, so I just take the opportunity and get straight past. Don't want to be racing against another person here. So we are back into the final race order of Dizzy, Frowny and myself going for the podium and the race win. My goal obviously is to get a second win and start the championship with 2 wins in a row, but you can see Frowny has disappeared off in front at this stage. I've not been driving well. I appear to have fallen asleep behind the wheel, so it's now down to me to get back on it. I mean, look at that last lap, it was a 1:28.9 compared to a 1:27.7. I lost 1.2 seconds on that last lap, and on this lap I've lost 8 tenths as well. So I'm just not doing it at this stage in the race. But you know, you can regain your focus at any point, and you've got lots of long straights here to really think about what you're doing. You can see straight away I've reeled Frowny back in because he was compromised by Dizzy as a result of trying to pass him into the hairpin. And I'm now back in the toe of Frowny, but Frowny is in the toe of Dizzy. So I'm going to switch over to Frowny, and we're going to see whether he's going to pass Dizzy. Is he going to try him? He he just can't get on the brakes late enough, and then Dizzy holds the line very well there, and there's no way that you're going to get past into these S's. He's having to back out of it, and that's bringing me back into the hunt. So I'm just being the observer here. I'm happy to sit back and watch what happens, and if these two come together, I'm obviously going to pass both of them. If they hold each other up, I'm going to be right there to pounce on Frowny. Earlier in the race, Frowny was pouncing on me when I was getting held up. Now it's payback time. I'm going to focus on trying to get a better exit, and you see I'm a lot tighter, and this time I don't throw it away, I get a run. So I'm right in Frowny's slipstream. The problem is that Frowny is in Dizzy's slipstream, so we are just forming a massive train like you see in Formula 1. Each car unable to pass the next, and I can't pull to the inside to get past Dizzy, so I bail out early and hang back and just watch what happens. Unfortunately, there's not much I can do to get on the power any sooner, because I would have just T-boned Frowny off the track. If I'd have picked up the accelerator nice and smoothly, I could have got alongside him and maybe even past him, but the risk of T-boning him there was just too high. So again, it's a missed opportunity, and we're going to go back on board with Frowny. Is he going to make it pass on Dizzy this time? He's going round the outside, round the long way, and Dizzy closes the door, a bit of door bashing there, but he does hold on to it and stops Frowny again for a second time. Some excellent defensive driving from Dizzy there, and I am just holding back again. I'm not getting involved. I don't want to be 3 cars wide, and Dizzy got a massive Dizzy slip there. Dizzy Rip had a Dizzy slip, but he holds on because it's single file. I'm not sure what happened with Frowny. Frowny's lag coming in again. I think that's going to be a theme with Frowny this season. We've seen that his connection seems to have these weird pockets where he just teleports, and I guess it's a special ability. He's gained the ability to teleport, which is very beneficial when you're defending. I've got a good run on him here, and once again the positioning of the cars is such that I can't just go round both of them. I've got to be really late on the brakes, and that allows me to get past Frowny, but he then undercuts me by braking that much later. And that was just a perfect corner there. How he managed to get that turned, I don't know. That was really, really well driven, and it sets him up once again to have a third and final attempt at Dizzy. I say final, I don't know if he's going to make it, but look at this, he's a lot better this time. He's got the inside this time, and the inside is definitely how you pass. I decided to join in, but there's nothing I can do, I'm too far back. Dizzy having a bit of a moment there, but again, there's nothing I can do. And now the pressure's on, because I've only got 3 laps left, and I've got to pass 2 cars. And the later I leave it to pass Dizzy, the further ahead Frowny's going to get. The thing is, Dizzy is actually a driver who is who really belongs up at the front of the grid. He just had a bad race in the first race, so he is going to keep up with Frowny himself, and that's exactly what he's doing here. He's actually kept Frowny honest through the first and second sector, and Dizzy has a great exit through there as well, and now it's his turn to actually sort of try and catch back up to Frowny, and towing me along. There's nothing I can do to attack Dizzy here because I'm just too far back, but I am going to go for him into turn 1. And I had sort of a little look there just to try and distract him, but it didn't work. And yeah, it's just a case now of try and get the tow, but he's in Frowny's tow. Look at that, he is so close to Frowny's tow that I'm not actually gaining on him down here, and there's not really going to be anything I can do to pull alongside him and get that inside. You can see there, he's not. I don't think he's even going to bother defending it. He doesn't need to. He knows that he's far enough in front that he doesn't need to do anything. I sent one to the inside just again to try and distract him. I am a nightmare person to have in your mirrors because I will do moves like that. Yeah, it's single file again, but he's keeping up with Frowny. Look at this. He is literally on Frowny. My fastest lap still stands, by the way, and I think at this stage it's pretty much guaranteed to stay unless someone has a mega lap. And again, Dizzy sort of maximising the track limits. He had a bit of a wobble there, but again, he's just really good on the exits through here. Look at this, he's literally reeling Frowny in now and slipstreaming him down the back straight, and that's stopping me from doing anything about it. So I think at this stage I'm basically settling for third, or just hoping that one of these two guys makes a mistake. Again, I'll turn in across him, and there we go. Dizzy has had a dizzy moment. He had a half spin. He actually caught it. It was just a half spin, but this has put me with clear track now to Frowny and a last lap shootout. So this is it, ladies and gentlemen. This is the point where you like and subscribe. This is the point where you get the adrenaline going. This is the final lap. This is for the race win. Tesco versus Frowny, myself versus whoever this guy is, and I'm not particularly close to him, but I'm not giving up just yet. I'm gonna drive like a demon through the first sector, do everything I can. I actually ran wide there and had a really dodgy exit, and Frowny's gained some time. I've lost 3/10 to him there. I'm going down to first gear this time and really trying to take an inside line. Whatever Frowny does, I try to take a tighter line, because tighter equals faster. I'm following him down here, and this really is my chance. So I try to get a good exit, and Frowny has a massive kick, and he catches it, but it's put me right on him. This is it. This is my last chance. This is the last place to overtake. I've not really managed to overtake anyone into this corner so far. It's not really been the best place to get a run on people. He defends the inside, so he's gonna run me to the inside, and I'm going to switch camera angle here. Sorry for the interruption, but I'm going to switch camera to see. I pull alongside him. We are side by side running down to the start finish straight. No slipstreaming involved. He's got about half a car length on me, but I've got the inside. I've got the inside line. I've got the shorter line to the finish, and I am just not able to take him, and we finish 5/1000ths of a second apart. That is the closest finish I have ever had in a Gran Turismo race. And we will watch it again. So let's see it again, and this time we're going to go into slow motion as we cross the line as well. So I'm coming down the outside, but he pulls it back in the last phase of braking. I go up and under and get an undercut on him, but I get a tiny wobble on the accelerator, so I can't get my car cleanly in front of him. And then he has this tremendous run around the outside. I take the inside, shorter line to the finish, but it's not enough. And I should have maybe changed gear there. I was revving it out, and there you go. That is the closest finish we have had in a long time. And let me just gather my breath after that finish. I mean, congratulations, Frowny. It's a shame that I didn't get the win, but I still got a second place, and I got the fastest lap as well. So I'm very happy with the result and the way the weekend's gone. So yeah, that is it. That is the replay of the second race. We now have a week until we go back to Laguna Seca, which is a track where there's almost no slipstreaming and overtaking is extremely difficult. So I'm looking forward to a completely different challenge. If you want to make sure that you see it, make sure that you like and subscribe and hit that bell icon, and I will see you in a week's time, where hopefully we'll bring back another win. And hey, maybe if I come second, I'll be happy, because Laguna Seca is a challenge. So I'll see you in the next one. Thank you and good night.